1.
In this video, we will explain the issues to be considered when planning computer maintenance.
This can involve issues such as company policies and procedures, sustainability and environmental issues, reporting, documentation and problem escalation.
Also, we will explain the health and safety aspects that must be put into practice when maintaining computer systems.
And last but not least, we will explain the importance of research when maintaining computer systems.
When planning computer maintenance in an organisation, you must be aware of the policies and procedures that the business puts into place, as it can have a major effect on your maintenance or vice versa. There are many potential errors that can arise.
For example, an organisation may have a policy which will then schedule an antivirus scan for every Monday morning, but you may have been asked to perform a software update that requires full use of a computer system. This will then cause a threat to the organisation in that the computer will not be scanned and could potentially have host to many viruses that could spread across the organisation network.
Another issue that we must consider when maintaining computer systems within an organisation is that the actual security policies and procedures when performing firewalls, disabled or password encryption techniques, as this can make it easy for computer hackers to gain access to the network. This then turns into more issues such as data loss and theft.
Another organisational policy that we must consider when planning for computer maintenance are the preferences of the staff's computer settings. Sometimes when IT support and they're asked to perform maintenance on task computer systems, it may change some of the settings of the computers, e.g. screen resolution. This may strain the staff's eyes and stop them from doing the work. Also, staff may be sensitive to change, causing them to become unhappy if they do not know how to revert the changes themselves.
An organisation was using an Active Directory system as a procedure for a policy to enforce a hierarchy of file access. When it comes to maintaining these computer systems, because all the files will be stored on a central server, it will cause the organisation lots of trouble if staff could not access the files or staff accessing the files that weren't supposed to.
Another issue with computer maintenance that we must consider is the communication between support team and the client. i.e. the client may not have the technical knowledge, and there may be a barrier of understanding, making it hard to define the faults of the system. Also, there could be a language barrier between the IT support and the client over a phone or email.
When maintaining computer systems, we have to document our findings and progress from the form of our fault logs. There are many potential issues that could arise when documenting our faults. This can include bad handwriting that could then lead to ineffective communication, incorrect data being wrote down, so that the next user of the system may not know what the problem is, and also a loss of fault logs if they weren't on a digital copy.
It's also important to consider the location of your technical equipment when maintaining computer systems. For example, if a computer system is kept in a place that is notorious for being very dusty, it can have a great impact on the computer, as the dust will be sucked up by the fans. Another environmental issue that you must consider is water damage on the computer system. This means not storing any technical equipment near any sinks or water fountains.
Lastly, it's important to consider the environmental issues when maintaining computer systems. i.e. an organisation may have a policy where they renew their computer systems every few years. This means that all computer systems are to be thrown out. They are enormous amounts of technology waste. A computer system will have components that could cause damage to the environment, i.e. heavy metals, toxic chemicals and pollutants.
The threat of data loss when maintaining computer systems is vital. Many procedures can be in place to make sure that the loss of data does not happen. These include creating system restore points throughout your maintenance, and also the use of a computer backup.
Timeframe issues must be reviewed before starting the maintenance process. For example, a potential threat could be that the support team could be installing a new operating system. It's going to take time than their going to take more time than their timetable to work for. This could mean that the installation process cannot be completed correctly and could further damage the computer.
Cheers.
Hi, in this video we are going to be talking about health and safety and how you should be safe in working on systems. Also, how to prevent injuries by assessing potential injuries and making sure that this doesn't happen.
As an IT practitioner, when working on a computer system, there are many factors that you should be aware of. These could be things like paying for computer parts to fix the broken system, or finding and paying staff to work on the system. Also booking a room in the building. But one of the main features when things to assess when you're carrying out computer maintenance is the actual health and safety of you and people around you.
When working in rooms with very dangerous equipment and tools, you the individual must act reasonably. If not, you could injure yourself or even worse, a member of staff working with you. That's why you should always assess and if needed to take action to whatever equipment you're using. By this you should make sure that you check the computers before working on them. This you could do check, for example. Check the plug is unplugged before you work inside a machine. Also make sure that the tools aren't damaged before use. This can prevent damage to a system or a person.
Also, when working with tools and equipment that can cause damage to others, you must make sure you deal your equipment with respect and not misuse your equipment and tools. By this I mean making sure you don't play around with the equipment you use then as a tool to repair the system, not as a toy. If not, you could damage a computer by being stupid or even worse, injure another staff member.
However, as an ICT practitioner, the best way to prevent damage or injury to yourself or others around you when working on a system is to simply follow health and safety rules that have been set by legislation by government or by the company you're working for. By following rules, you should always and will prevent any risks to you or others around you while working. If you don't follow the rules, it could lead to injuries in the company and lead to the company being fined and possibly lead to you losing your job if someone was injured by you not following the health and safety rules that have been set.
It's very important that you assess what could be a hazard that may happen because it can prevent stupid injuries before they happen. You should assess by doing simple things like checking documentation of what problems the computer has so you can know how you can react to what information you have been given. If not, you could turn on the machine where the documentation says there are loose wires that could set the system on fire if turned on. So make sure you assess something that you think may lead to a hazard in the future.
You can also assess your risk by assessing the surrounding area that you're carrying out your computer maintenance in. For example, there could be bags underneath on the floor, you could trip up over any equipment that we might be lying about. Also the quick exit for fire drills. You need to make sure that there's a quick exit, be able to get out quite quick. Make sure that there's not like single file, basically. That's an example of a procedure.
You must follow the rules when working in IT. I know that as an ICT practitioner, many of you feel that following the rules will waste your time and cause you to fall back on other work, but it will keep you and your colleagues safe whilst working.